as I said before, I created two meetings, so probably some people could be in the other room. Okay. Um, yeah. So that's it. We're going to start by reviewing what we were talking last class. Okay, we were talking about work and the vocabulary about work. I would like to ask you some questions in general, so as you can tell me what you know about it. For example, at what age do people usually begin to work in Chile? What do you think is the age for working? It's an open question for any of you. You can open the mics and start talking. What do you think? What is the age for working in Chile? Is there any age? Juan Pablo?
No, no.
No?
You can work when you was child or teenager or adult.
Yeah, it could be at any moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
Do you agree
isn't
with that?
legal, but could be.
Sorry?
It isn't legal, but could be.
Wait. You know, Juan Pablo, I can't hear you well, so I'm going to use this. All right. Um, let me try with this. I think I can hear better. Okay. Will you repeat, please?
It's not legal, but could be.
Yeah. All right. What about the rest? Do you agree with him in the sense that a, there is not any specific age for people in Chile to start working?
Yeah, I agree
You agree?
because I have
Mhm.
seen a lot of students from where I used to study, and they started to work at the age of, I don't know, 15, 16, and that kind of age. That
Mhm. Okay. What about the rest? Have any of you worked in your life? Scarlett, Catalina, Gloria, Juan Pablo, Carlos. Have
Yes,
you ever worked? Scarlett?
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm actually working
Really?
nowadays.
You're
Yeah,
working. Where are you working?
uh, I work for the university
Ah,
in
yeah.
the Cupo Pase.
Yeah. All right. Oh,
Yes,
that is that paid?
yes,
Ah, that's pretty good. Good, because you have
yeah.
an opportunity, right? Okay. Um, okay. What about the rest? Catalina, have you ever worked in your life? Are you there, Catalina? Gloria, what about you? Have you ever worked? Mm-mm.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Yeah. How many times?
Um, only two.
Only two. All right. And what age did you start working?
Um, 16, I think.
16 years old. All right. Okay. Um, eh, telling you about me, for example, I was afraid of working when I was like you, young. Um I I had the idea to start working when I finished my course of studies. I was like in first or second year in the university, and suddenly, I became a father. I got married, so I had to start working. Although I was scared of that, but I did it. So I started working at when I was 21 years old as a teacher already. Yeah. But, in my case, I was afraid of working. I was afraid of, I wouldn't say working in anything, but I was afraid of working as a teacher because, when you work as a teacher, you have to have a certain personality. I was very shy at that moment, very, very shy. I never talked in class. And so for me, it was hard. But then I understood that, and I started to grow uh, by learning. By teaching, I started growing. Okay, so I think that it is good. I don't know if you think the same. It is good to start working at a young age. What do you think?
I agree.
Why, Scarlett? Why do you agree with that?
It shows a little bit of the real world.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That's
and
my point.
yeah, and you start like knowing that things are difficult. Okay, because when you don't work, you receive things, but you don't get them, and so it's different when you get the things, right? When you start working for the things you want, and so in that way you start like knowing the the real value of money, for example. All right. Okay, and the next question is, what about the retirement age? What is the retirement age in Chile? Do you know?
60 and 65.
60 for women, 65 for men. And what do you
Yeah.
think about that age of retirement? Do you think it's correct? Do you
Mm.
think it's too soon? Do you think it's too late? What is your opinion about that? What would be the right age for retirement? What is your opinion, Scarlett?
Well, I don't have a very clear opinion. I must be honest.
Mhm.
So, well, I'm not so sure if the age it's okay because some people at 60 is already done, is too old, too no sé cómo decirlo, pero están como acabados at that age. And some other people at 70, 80, they still full of
Active,
energy,
right? Okay.
very active.
Yeah, I would say that when you what you were thinking about is they look too old when they are 70, or some people are very old when they are 70 or
Mhm.
65, which is the age. What about the rest? What do you think, Carlos? What is your opinion about retirement age?
I mean, it depends because some people, as Scarlett says, is already. How can I say this? Finished, as she said.
No, I would say it's too old. It's too old for. Uh,
How do you say that?
yeah, some people looks or become too old at young age, at early age.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, but there are some other people that 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 is just they can just keep working without any problem. I mean, like my grandpa, he is 80 and he still works at the construction and that sort of job. Okay,
Hmm.
but it depends on the job
But
you do.
thinking about a teacher, for example, do you think that a teacher should work until 70 or 75? Is it correct
Mm.
for a teacher? Because sometimes, as you said, depends on the person, but sometimes it depends on the job that you're doing. All right. There are certain jobs in which you are more in contact with people. You need to be active. Do you think that 65 is a good age for retirement in the case of a
Mm.
teacher? 60 for women and 65 for men?
Mm, I think it is.
It is?
I mean, yeah, I think it is at least. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, when you retire, I mean, I'm not quite sure, but are you forced to stop working if you don't want to stop working? I mean, is it true?
Well,
Like
in our,
forced?
I mean, in our system, you can continue working until you want, right?
Oh, okay.
In my case, for example, I am 65 and I'm going to retire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready. I'm ready to retire. Okay, I'm done because probably in April I'm going to be out. Okay, but it is because our in our university they offer you a certain amount of money to retire because they want to give more options to young people. So
Oh,
if they don't offer that money, we will continue working until you don't know until when we're going to continue working. So in that case, for example, now in my case, I prefer to receive that money and retire at that age. But if I wanted, I could continue working until I become really old. Okay.
Oh.
So at that moment, I am in this process. I was offered the retirement, that amount of money, and I say yes, because I consider that I'm okay. I'm in a good age to retire. I'm still active. I could continue working in another thing.
Ah.
I think that for a teacher, 65 is good, because later you become a little bit gaga, and you start like transpeating, and and then it's not good for a teacher. Yeah, but I know that many of my colleagues rejected that offer because they want to continue working as teachers, because probably that money is not a lot of money. So they are going to need to continue working because they have, for example, young children or children that are still at university or studying. So they need to have more money, because when you retire, you receive that money, but your pension is pretty low. In my case, I'm going to receive 30% of my salary. So my salary is going to be reduced dramatically. Okay, so
Oh.
I have to choose whether I continue with my salary or I retire receiving this amount of money. I chose the first one, that is to say, receiving this amount of money and leaving. Okay, that is the case. But I think that 60 for a teacher, 65 is okay. It's a good age. You are still active. You are still with your brain in good condition. So I think that is. I don't know if you agree with that. Yeah. What is your opinion? Do you think that 65 is a good age and 60 for a woman, or not? Do you think that you could still continue working until late, until more? What is your
I
opinion?
agree.
Correct.
Who
I
agree?
agree.
Catalina? Why?
Yes, it depends on the physical conditions and how they feel about it.
Yeah. Okay.
If you are working and you like it, you can do it, but it depends.
I think that teachers who are too old and they are still working, usually you have to remember those teachers that were old in school, and the students usually made fun of them. Okay, so I think that is not good. Okay, this job, being a teacher, demands a lot of energy, not physical energy, but mental energy. You have to be all the time thinking, studying, working, preparing things. So it's very demanding and it's tiring. So when you become too old, it's not very good. On the other hand, some people keep alive. For example, when you are, I don't know, single and you don't have a family, probably those teachers stay working because it's their life. Teaching is their life. But if you have other possibilities, I think that it would be better to leave. Okay. What are your plans, Scarlett, for example, in your case? Do you plan to work until the profession leaves you, or do you want to leave the profession first?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What are your plans when you become a teacher? Okay, you are going to be a teacher.
Okay.
Are you going to continue working until they say, yeah, okay, you're going to die teaching, or do you plan, or would you like to retire at a certain age? And what age?
I will probably die teaching.
Really?
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah. Aren't you scared of being teased by the students if you are too old?
Is the price I have to pay?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so think about it. Think about it. I think that being a teacher is a great job, but it's demanding. So sometimes when you have 45 students, especially when you teach in high school or in public schools where there are lots of students, and it's pretty demanding. Well, teaching here at the university is much better in the sense that if they want to study, they can do it. If they don't, it's up to you. If they want to, you know, laugh in the classroom, you don't care about that. But in a public school, you have to be a little bit more strict, so that makes you work. Okay. Now, I have another question related to women. Do women usually work after getting married here in Chile? You girls, what do you think? Do women continue working after getting married? Gloria, for example. What do you think?
Can you repeat this?
If women continue working, some women, for example, when they get married, they decide to become housewives or they decide to work. Do women work here in Chile?
I think it depends on every woman
Every woman.
because every woman
Mhm.
because in my case I prefer work than to be a housewife
Yeah.
because I don't want to get married.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so
maybe.
you prefer, be careful with that. You prefer
Mhm.
working or you prefer to
Oh
work.
yeah.
Yeah, you prefer working
Mhm.
rather than staying at home as a housewife, right?
Mhm.
Your plans are not getting married. Your plans are working.
Yes, because I prefer living my life
Yeah. Okay. So
and
what if
travel around the world.
what if you fall in love? What if
Um,
you find your blueprints?
maybe travel with him.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
For that you are going to need a lot of money, right?
yeah.
Okay. Scarlett, what about you? What is your opinion? Uh, are among your plans getting married? Are you planning to continue working if you get married, or are you planning to become a housewife? What is your idea?
Well, if the years pass and I still with my boyfriend, I would like to get married. Uh, and well, it's hard to say, but I don't like to travel. I don't
Yeah.
like the idea.
Okay.
But anyway, I wouldn't be a housewife. I don't think so. I will work anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I had children, well, it will be different and difficult, but I guess I will take care of them and then still working.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because when you have children, it's much more difficult because you have to be with them, you have to raise them.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's complicated. Catalina, are you planning to get married one day, or are you planning to continue working all the time?
I don't know,
You don't know.
but I agree to work when you are married because
Yeah.
the household expenses
Yeah.
are divided.
Yeah. The expenses are divided. Can be divided. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
It's much better now in this way. And you boys, would you like your wife or your couple to work, or would you like her to be home? It's a very difficult question. What do you think, Carlos? What would be your idea?
I mean, that decision is up to her. I mean, but
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't complain if she decides to go out and work. Okay,
All
that would
right.
be fine. I mean, we would have plenty of money to spend it on many things, and that would be better.
All right.
That's it.
Okay,
That's
Juan
what I
Pablo,
like.
what about you? Would you like to have a housewife at home, or would you like to have a woman that is working?
Yeah, I prefer a woman who's working, she's free. I need a couple, not a person who stay in home all the day.
At home, yeah.
At home.
Good thinking. I like that way you think, because things have changed a lot. Okay, in my time when I was as a young person, we used to think that women should be home. All right, and I have to confess that when I was a teenager, that was my idea, because my mom never worked. Okay, so I have that idea on my mind. But then when I met my wife, uh, well, she made me change. She um, she is very independent, and she has worked all her life, and it has been good, because as you said, Carlos, I think, or Juan Pablo, I can't remember. When you have two salaries, you can share the expenses. I think Catalina said that you can share the expenses, and you can grow together. And obviously, it's much better to have a woman that can think about life, because I remember that my mother used to be home all the time, and she never studied. So uh, it was hard for her, because all of us were out and she was alone at home. And she didn't grow as a person sometimes. Okay. When you are working, you are growing, you are learning, you are uh, studying, you are out, and that is very important. Okay, good. I don't know if there is anything else. Yeah, okay. This one is the last one. Are women good bosses? Also, a question about gender. Are women better bosses than men? Scarlett, what do you think?
It doesn't depend on the genre,
It
I'm
does,
sure.
yeah, all right, yeah. So you think that
So,
it depends
mhm.
on the person more than in the gender?
Gender, okay.
Yeah,
Now it's all about personality
all right.
and abilities, of course.
Okay, but some people say, for example, that women are more organized, more, um more workaholic than men. In that aspect, they could be better bosses also. But at the same time,
Yeah,
they say that women are more strict than men. Do you agree with that?
not so sure. If you see it that way, maybe men are are more maybe more strict than women,
Men?
maybe more men, yes,
Hmm.
maybe more dominant. I don't know. It depends
Yeah,
on the person. I'm sure of that.
yeah, okay. Uh, for example, if you see, sometimes they say that police women are more strict than policemen, all right? They say that they are tough, and I
Mhm.
sometimes think that that is true, because whenever I've been fined, I have got a fine for transit things, have been women the ones who have given me the fine. Probably they are more strict, or I don't know, but I think that,
Yes, in the case of uniform people, I agree. Women are much more strict.
yeah, all right, okay. So that's kind of the general review of these things of work, and also we were talking about some vocabulary: part-time, full-time, hire, fire, start a job or retire, employed, unemployed, lazy, workaholic. This was a vocabulary that we started learning last class. And now I want to share the screen, and I would like you to practice uh, a dialogue in which you can use certain vocabulary. Okay, specific vocabulary. And this dialogue is about an interview for a job. I can move this. Oh. I can move the one thing here that is. Yeah, there I go. Yeah, this is a job interview, that the one that you're going to see, not this one. This one. It says John has a job interview for a Saturday job. Okay. So here you have certain vocabulary, and this is the thing that I want you to practice. Okay. And I want you to read it. Okay, so one person is going to be the interviewer, and the other one is going to be the applicant. Okay, it doesn't matter if it is John in there. It doesn't matter. Okay, so Carlos, you're going to be the interviewer, and Gloria, you're going to be John in this case. All right. Can you see the
Okay.
interview? Okay, so you start,
Yes.
Carlos, please.
So you applied for the Saturday position, right?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell me what made you reply to our advertisements?
Well, I was looking for a part-time job to help me through college.
Through. Yeah.
Through. And I think that I'd be really good at this kind of work.
Do you know exactly what you would be doing as a job assistant?
Well, I imagine I would be helping customers, keeping a check on the supplies in the store, and preparing the shop for business.
Okay, I'm going to put it up. Continue.
Okay. That about covers it. You would also be responsible for keeping the front of the store tidy.
Tidy.
Is it tidy?
Tidy.
Tidy. Okay.
Tidy means clean.
What sort of student? No, yeah. I know what it means. I don't know how to say it though.
Yeah.
Okay. What sort of student do you regard yourself as? You enjoy studying while you were at school?
I suppose I'm a reasonable student. I passed all my exam and enjoy studying subject that interests me.
Have you any previous work experience?
Yes, I work part-time and takeaway in the summer holidays.
Okay, I worked part-time at a takeaway.
At
A takeaway is a shop in which people take things. It's like a restaurant where you go and you pick things and you leave. All right, like I don't know, McDonald's. That is a takeaway. All right. Okay, continue, Carlos.
Okay. Now, do you have any questions you'd like to ask me about the position?
Yes, could you tell me what hours I have to work?
Yeah.
Well, we open at 9 o'clock, but you would be expected to arrive at 8:30 and we close at 6 p.m. You would be able to leave then. I think I have asked you everything I wanted to. Thank you for coming along to the interview.
Thank you. When will I know if I have been successful?
We'll be making our decision next Monday. We'll give you a call.
All right. Okay. I would like you all to practice this. So now, Catalina, you're going to be the interviewer, and finally, Scarlett, you are going to be John in this case. So, Catalina, start. You can start.
Okay. So, You have applied for the Saturday positions, right?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell me what made you reply to our advertisement?
Well, I was looking for a part-time job to help me through college, and I think that I'll be really good at this kind of work.
Mhm.
Do you know exactly what you will be doing as a shop assistant?
Well, I imagine I will be helping customers, keeping a check on the supplies in the stores, and preparing the shop for business.
That about
Covers it.
covers it. Sorry.
Mhm.
You will also be responsible for keeping the front of the store tidy. What sort of student do you regard yourself as? Did you enjoy studying while you were at school?
I suppose I'm a reasonable student. I passed all my exams and I enjoy studying subjects that interest me.
Yeah.
Have you any previous work experience?
Yes, I worked part-time at a takeaway in the summer holidays.
Now, do you have any questions you'd like to ask me about the position?
Yes, could you tell me what hours I'd have to work?
We open at 9 o'clock, but you will be expected to arrive at 8:30
8:30. Yes.
and we close at 6 p.m. You will be able to leave then. I think I have asked you everything I wanted to. Thank you for coming along to the interview.
Thank you. When will I know if I have been successful?
Oops.
We
Sorry.
will be making our decision next Monday. We will give you a call.
Okay. Scarlett, now you're going to be the interviewer, and Juan Pablo, you're going to be you're going to answer. You're going to be John. Okay.
Okay.
Scarlett.
Start?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you've applied for the Saturday position, right?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell me what made you reply to our advertisement?
Well, I was looking for a part-time job
Sorry.
to
Sorry.
help.
Sorry. 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 It went too fast. Sorry.
Hablé tan rápido.
There you go.
There.
Well,
Well, I was looking for a part-time job to help me through college, and I think that I will be really good at this kind of work.
Do you know exactly what you will be doing as a shop assistant?
Well, I imagine I will be helping customer, keeping a check on the
supplies.
in the
Supplies.
supplies in the store, and preparing the shop for business.
That about covers it. You will also be responsible for keeping the front of the store tidy. What sort of students do you regard yourself as? Did you enjoy studying while you were at school?
I suppose I am a reasonable student. I
Reasonable.
passed
Reasonable.
reasonable student. I passed all my exam and I enjoy studying subject that interest me.
Okay, some little things. Wait. Here you have some little mistakes, Juan Pablo. The first
I
is
suppose.
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 I suppose.
I suppose.
Reasonable student. Remember that it's not a student, it's a student. Student. I passed all my exams and I enjoy studying subjects that interest me. Interest, not interest. Interest me. Okay. Will you repeat that, please? I suppose.
I suppose I'm a reasonable
No,
student.
reasonable.
Reasonable student. I passed all my exam and I enjoy studying subject that interest me.
All right. Okay. Continue. Scarlett?
Okay, have you any previous work experience?
Yes, I worked part-time at a takeaway in the summer holidays.
There's a cat.
Qué lindo. Qué lindo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wants to go out.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
do you have any questions you would like to ask me about the position?
Yes, could you tell me what hours I have to work?
We open at 9, but you will be expected to arrive at 8:30. Then, and we close at 6. You will be able to leave then. I think I have asked you everything I wanted to. Thank you for coming along to the interview.
Thank you. When will I know if I have been successful?
When will I know? When will I know? Again.
When will I know if I have been successful?
We'll be making our decision next Monday. We will give you a call.
All right, good. Well, this dialogue is pretty good for you in order to practice pronunciation and also use the vocabulary. There is a lot of vocabulary used here. I'm going to upload it with the materials for the class, but this, a very good exercise is reading aloud. When you read aloud, you realize your mistakes sometimes. When you read for yourself, sometimes you don't understand that or you don't realize that. But when you read aloud, you're listening to you and then you see, no, this is not the right pronunciation. And that is pretty good. You have to do it if you have time, okay? Okay, now let's continue. And we're going now to cover other things. We're going to start working with present perfect. Yeah, present perfect is this structure was in this part, okay? So we're going to work with it. Yeah, the first thing that we're going to do is when to use the present perfect. Okay. No, this is not the one that I want. Yeah. Well, the first thing that to know when using the present perfect, you know what I want to do here, anotar here. I want a blackboard, but I don't know if it is in here. Do you know how to use the blackboard in this system? And where I can
The black what?
Blackboard.
Blackboard.
There is a blackboard here in the system, but I don't know how to use it. Borrador, spotlight, estampar, texto. Are you observing? No, this is not the one. Yeah. Nueva función, participante, seguridad, poner en pausa, notar, control remoto, detener video. No, I don't know where. Nueva función. Well, I don't know how to do.
Do you know the name of the program, of the application?
No,
I mean, you could
in Zoom, you know, you have a blackboard, like a whiteboard or whatever, you know, in order to write. But I don't know how to get it in here, you know. In here I have no option.
Tiene que dejar de compartir pantalla.
Here. No, here I am.
No?
Sarah. There we go. Yeah. But I don't know if I can write. I don't want this. I want to write, but not with a pencil. It is very difficult.
No, you can't.
I did it the other time.
Yeah, teacher, you can do it.
I did it, but I don't know how. There is a cat talking in there. I don't know what he wants. Okay, I can't do it. I will try in later. Yeah, but you know what I wanted to tell you is that when you are let me do this back. What about this? No. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to try to explain to you when to use the present perfect. First of all, do you remember the structure of the present perfect? I mean the grammatical aspect. What is the grammatical aspect of the present perfect? what are the verbs that you use in the present perfect?
The use
Past
of have
participle.
Past participle is one, and the other
and have.
have. And if it is third person singular,
Or has.
yeah, have or has. Have or has plus the past participle. That is the structure of the present perfect. Okay. The negative, how you do it? How can you make a negative sentence in the present perfect?
Hasn't or haven't?
Yeah, all right. Haven't or hasn't. In questions, you just put the verb, the have first. Have you ever, have you seen, etc. Okay. Now, the thing is when to use the present perfect, because we have learned some structures, and the present perfect is a very good structure to talk, but sometimes we don't use it very much because we prefer to talk in simple tenses like present simple, past simple, future simple. But in between, you have certain structures that you can use and which are very useful. All right. One of them is the present perfect. When to use the present perfect? First of all, that's what I wanted to write, but I don't know how to do it. But I'm going to talk about them. The first one is talking about experiences. When you want to talk about your experiences, you use the present perfect. For example, I have done this, I have traveled, I have studied, I have, I have worked, or any experiences that you can talk about. For example, have you ever, traveled to the south? Yes, I have. Okay, that is one way to do it. Okay, present perfect, you use it to talk about experiences, your experiences or other people's experiences. Yeah. Okay, you can say, for example, oh, he has been an excellent student. If I talk about my students, all right. That's the first thing that you have to remember. The second one is when you talk about an activity that started in the past but hasn't finished. Because if the action started in the past and finished in the past, you use the simple past. For example, where did you study? I studied at Eduardo de la Barra, for example. The action is finished, it's over. So you use the simple past. But if you are still studying, you use the present perfect. For example, I have studied in this place for more than 3 years. For example, what you're doing now, yeah, you are studying at the University of Playa Ancha or Playa Ancha University. So I can ask you, how long have you studied English pedagogy? And you can say, I have studied English pedagogy 2 years at Universidad Playa Ancha. So when you talk about an action that started in the past 2 years ago, but continues in the present, you use the present perfect. Okay? That would be the second. Any question?
Yep, I have
Yeah,
a
Juan Pablo.
question.
Yes, tell me.
In that sentence, you can say 2 years ago or not?
Well, when you use 2 years ago or yesterday or in 2000, you use always the simple past. When you give a date, normally you talk about the past tense. For example, you can say, I have studied in this place for 2 years, or I started studying in this place 2 years ago. If you use 2 years ago, you are giving a specific date, and normally you use the simple past. Yeah. I'm going to try to explain it in Spanish, Juan Pablo. Cuando tú das una fecha, ayer, en la mañana, qué sé yo, hace 2 años, hace 3 años, el año cualquiera, tú usas el pasado simple. Por ejemplo, estudié en el liceo el año 2011. Estudié en tal parte hace 2 años. ¿Te fijas? Es pasado simple. Pero cuando la acción no ha terminado y cuando no das una fecha específica, tú usas el presente perfecto. Si estás hablando de una acción que empezó en el pasado, pero todavía no termina. ¿Ya? Y normalmente ahí no se dan fechas. En el present perfect, you don't use specific dates. You talk about an action only. I have studied here for 2 years. You talk about a period of time. For, since, right? See the difference, Juan Pablo?
Sí.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so when you talk about, then you have two ideas. When you are talking about experiences, when you talk about an action that started in the past but continues in the present. And the third one is when you talk about an action that finished just a moment ago. In that case, you could use both the simple past or the present perfect. But normally in English, they use the present perfect. For example, when you say, se fue. Eso ocurrió hace muy poco tiempo. Muy poco. Se fue. Ya se fue. In that case, instead of saying she left, in English they say she has left or she has just left. ¿Ok? Una cosa no quita la otra. Puedes usar las dos. Pero normalmente en inglés, en esos casos cuando la acción no ha ocurrido hace mucho tiempo, hace un corto tiempo, se usa el presente perfecto. Yeah. So that is something that you can do. Okay. So we're going to talk about three things: experiences, action that started in the past and continues in the present, and third, action that happened short time ago. Where is Helen? She has just left. Okay. Did you finish reading the paper? Yeah, I have just finished. Right. Recién en castellano, por eso es un poco hay que verlo, porque en castellano nosotros usamos el pasado para eso. ¿Leíste el diario? Sí, ya lo leí, ya leí. Uso el pasado. No, ya lo he leído. ¿Te fijas? Pero en inglés, normalmente eso se dice, ¿Did you read the paper? Yes, I have just read it. Or I have just finished. I have finished it. Okay? So you can use the present perfect in those cases. All right? So that's kind of the idea. Difference between simple past and present perfect, they are kind of connected. All right? Usually when you start a question in the present perfect, you can continue with the simple past. For example, have you ever gone to Europe? Have you ever been to Europe? Yes, I have. When did you go? Oh, I went in, I don't know, in the year 2015. Did you like it? Yes, I did. It was fantastic. What places did you visit? ¿Se fijan? Partí, voy a decirlo en español, partí con un presente perfecto. I started with present perfect. Have you ever been to Europe? Have you ever been to London? Have you ever visited, I don't know, whatever? Have you ever visited the Eiffel Tower? Yes, I have. La primera respuesta es present perfect. Yes, I have. Yes, I have visited it, right? Yes, I have gone. Yes, I have been. And after that, como esta acción ocurrió en el pasado, partió en el pasado, ustedes se conectan en el pasado. Okay? Have you ever been to London? Yes, I have. Oh, when did you go? I went in 2015. Did you like it? Yes, I loved it. Okay. And what places did you visit in there? I went to Piccadilly Circus, and then I went to the House of Parliament. I went to the Buckingham Palace. Okay. Did you enjoy your visit? Yes, I did it. I enjoyed it very much. Did you see that those two tenses are connected? Present perfect and simple past are connected, normally connected. But what is the difference between one and the other? Is that present perfect, the action is not totally completed, while simple past, the action is totally finished and completed. All right. Now, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to share another document, which is in here. Oh. Oops, I don't know. Something's going on with me.
Mister?
Yes. I can't share now. I don't know why.
The use of have gone and have been, it depends on the context, right?
Yeah. I have been means that you went there and you are back. I have gone, or is that you are still there? Yep, that's kind of
Okay.
the idea. You know, I don't know what to do here. There is something that here is a pizarra, but I don't know how to use it. But now I'm not sharing, but I want to share. But something is bothering me. Okay, I say compartir here. And then I have this. Let me see if I can job interview using. This one. Here you have this exercise in which it says here, using present perfect and simple past to talk about experiences. Okay? You have one question, have you ever cried during a film? And then 2 more questions. The first one is present perfect, and the other 2 are simple past. See? I'm going to try. It says here, oh, I can't get out of no puedo salir de la pizarra. Ahora que entré, no puedo salir. Esto. Pizarra. Pero no puedo salir.
Cierra la pizarra, no sé si se puede.
Es que eso es lo que no estoy tratando y no puedo. Quiero compartir ahora y no puedo. ¿Viste? Me sale de nuevo.
Reinicia el router.
¿Ah? Porque digo compartir, mire. Digo compartir ahí y me aparece esto de nuevo. Guardar. Se guardó
Pero
pizarra.
no puede escribir ahí, ni dibujar, ni nada cosa, ni si deja apretado el mouse o qué onda.
No, nada. Nada. No me sirve de nada.
Y
¿Y el
Ya,
botón secundario?
Y no puedo sacar mira, aquí hago clic ahí y no puedo sacar, entonces no puedo
pero hay
compartir.
opciones arriba, ¿o no?
Sí, pero es que lo que quiero ahora es compartir. Entonces cuando comparto me sale esto. Entonces digo aquí compartir, ya, y me aparece
Tenés
eso
que
de
usar la
nuevo.
pizarra.
Ya.
Entonces no sé cómo.
Le aparece una opción en la pantalla para cerrar esto. ¿O no
Aquí
le
hay
aparece ninguna opción?
una cruz, pues, ahí le hago cruz ahí. Y me queda esto, una cosa.
Yo no veo nada.
No, que ustedes no lo ven, pero yo lo veo.
Yo veo lo blanco.
Yo veo
A
un
ver,
cuadradito chico.
profe, apriete Alt. Apriete Alt.
¿Dónde
Alt.
está? ¿Dónde
Al lado
está
de
eso?
la window.
Al lado del espacio. Quiero ver una cosa porque a mí me salen las opciones cuando aprieto Alt, al menos en esto, no sé. ¿No le sale nada? Porque a mí
No, pues.
me salen las opciones de abajo cuando...
Que
Ahí decía Maximize.
dejo de compartir nomás. Entonces cuando quiero compartir me puedo compartir. Ahí
O lo
aparece
otro
aquí.
sería que nos saliéramos y volviéramos a entrar.
No, mucho, estamos en la hora ya.
¿Cómo lo hizo, profe? ¿Cómo hizo para ir a la cosa esta, la cuestión para ver, tratar de hacerlo?
Es que aquí había una pizarra, aquí. Entonces, lo que yo no quiero es, lo que yo quiero es compartir, y no me deja, porque me sale esto.
Ahora sí.
Ahí están compartiendo.
Sí.
Ya, era ahí sí. Ya.
Ah, todo un crack, profe. Está bien, sí.
Ya, using present perfect and... Ya, ese es uno. Ya, quería hacer algo bonito, pero no sé si voy a poder hacerlo. I was preparing this, but we're going to do it in this way, okay? Only practicing. I'm going to ask you, and you're going to answer, okay? One by one. Let's see. First of all, I'm going to do it myself. Catalina, have you cried during a film? Catalina?
Yes, I have.
Which film was it?
Aladdin.
Aladdin, yeah. And what happened at the end of the film?
Sorry. The story?
Uh-huh. How did it end?
Aladdin has a relationship with Sorry.
As a relationship with whom?
Yeah, with Jasmine,
With Jasmine, who was
Yes.
the protagonist of the.
the princess.
Yeah, all right. Now, this is, as you can see, present perfect and simple past, they are connected. Now you're going to ask me, or you're going to ask, for example, let's see, you are going to choose one person to ask the question. Scarlett, choose one of the things and, okay, and you ask someone. You say to whatever, to any person. I can participate if you want to, okay? Or you can say Gloria, Juan Pablo, Catalina, or Carlos.
Any question?
Anyone from those.
Ok. Tengo que leer solo la primera, ¿cierto?
Yeah, and then you can do, if the answer is yes, you can continue asking the other questions, right?
Ok. Carlos,
Carlos, okay.
have you ever seen a famous
Hello.
person? Hi.
Wait, have you ever seen a famous person? No, no, I haven't. Actually, I haven't. But I wish I have. I wish I have met Junior Playboy. He's my hero. No,
Okay.
it's true. It's true. Actually, it's
Okay.
true.
So you can, Scarlett, you can ask me then, because I've seen a famous person. So ask me again.
Okay, Mr. Have you ever seen a famous person?
Yes, I have.
Who did you see?
Well, I have seen many between inverted commas, famous, but Chilean famous. For example, once I saw, well, I've seen Elia Figueroa, for example, football players. Also, once I was with very close to, and I talked to her, this guy, Benjamin Vicuña.
Okay.
In Argentina. I saw him together with Catalina Guerra. They were together. There were four actors and actresses together in Buenos Aires. So I saw them in there. Next question, Scarlett.
How did he or she react?
Okay, well, Benjamin Vicuña was kind of, I don't know, stuck up, not very fun. But the other guys, Catalina Guerra, remember, and I can't remember the other actress, her mother. Catalina Guerra, you know her? And her mother. I can't remember the name, but she was pretty nice. And she asked me what I was doing there, etc. Was okay. Okay, Juan Pablo now. You choose one question and choose a person to ask. Okay?
Gloria, have you ever been in love?
Oh, this is a good one.
No. Yes, I have.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Continue.
Yes.
Continue. Continue, Juan Pablo, the other question. She said yes.
But I said, when was it?
Right?
Oh, okay. 1 year ago.
Recently.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you still in love with the same person? Ooh.
No.
Or do you have another?
No.
Not anymore. What happened? What happened, Gloria?
He broke my heart.
He broke your heart. Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yes.
Okay, so you're still in love with him?
No.
Or
In
not?
that time, yeah, but right now I feel good.
All right. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you a question, another person. Let's see, Catalina, have you ever got a 7 in the university?
Yes, obviously.
Yes. Many times or only a couple of times?
A couple of times.
What subject was it in?
Physics And languages,
Yeah, languages and text. Okay. And how did
yes, and
and how,
teeth.
and how did you feel?
I
Natalie?
feel,
I felt. It's
I
fine.
felt fine, and I don't know, it was good.
Yeah, probably you felt great because when you get a 7, is something that you can feel great. Okay, now I'm going to ask Scarlett. Have you ever done anything dangerous or forbidden in your life?
Oh, um, I guess I have, but I I don't remember anything. Um, I don't know. Well, but I'm sure I have done many stupid things in my life. So
Yeah, and forbidden, for example.
forbidden, I don't know. I'm a very good person.
All right. Okay. Uh,
I'm sorry.
now, any of you, have you ever smoked marijuana?
No,
No. What about the rest?
I
What
don't
about the
believe
rest?
her.
What about the rest? Have you ever smoked marijuana?
I mean, no.
No.
Um, Passively or actively? I mean, when you are willing to smoke it, or when there's people around you that are smoking.
Yeah.
What
Well,
do you mean?
that can happen. That can happen. Yes. No. I mean,
I have friends who do it and I don't do it. Really?
yeah. Yeah. But what Carlos is saying, that sometimes when you are not smoking, if people around you are smoking, you are smoking anyway, right? Because you are receiving that smoke. Yeah. But well, now I offer you to ask me one question to me from all of this.
Have
You
you
have
ever smoked marijuana?
oh no, I haven't.
Say the truth. Say
Really?
the truth.
You wanna? You wanna?
No, the truth. Absolutely no, because I don't smoke. I don't smoke. I've never smoked in my life, not even a cigarette. Okay. I
Same.
like to drink. You know what thing that I do, which is not very good. Sometimes I drink, but not marijuana. Marijuana is not my thing. When I was young, all my friends used to smoke marijuana, all of them. So as Carlos said, I understood that because I smoke marijuana, but not actively, passively. You know, I was with my friends; they were smoking marijuana, and I received that smoke. But I used to have a lot of fun with that because they used to do stupid things. You know, we were like smoking. I mean, they were smoking. I was with them, and then suddenly one of them said, "I want to run," and then he started running, 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 and then he went back. You know, so stupid. You know, but that is something that. Yeah, it can happen. But in my case, no, I haven't smoked marijuana in my life. And I haven't smoked anything in my life. You know, the only thing that I've done is I have drunk, and I have got drunk many times. I know that is bad, but I have done it. Okay.
Are you, Mister?
Yes.
Are you happy type of drunk
Ah,
or an aggressive?
no, no, no. I'm not aggressive. No, I've never been aggressive in my normal life. So when I am drunk, or the times that when I've been drunk, I just laugh a lot. I become funny. You know, I like to laugh. I like to tell jokes. So I think that I am a nice drunk person. I'm not a. There are heavy guys. You know, they're a pain in the ass. No, I'm not that way.
And what
Okay.
about
Okay.
dancing?
Uh, and what about what? Dancing?
Dancing,
Yeah, I
being
like.
drunk.
Yeah, I can do that. I mean, I have sung drunk. I have danced drunk. You know, once I went to a restaurant. I went with my colleagues. I was teaching at De La Salle High School, and it was the day of the school uh, of the school. Yeah, I said that right. And we went to a restaurant paid by the brothers, because they were brothers, priests. So there was a group of people, you know, playing the piano and singing, and I was in the first table near those guys, and I was drinking and, you know, dancing and singing. And the guy who was singing, he said, "Okay, now the public has to sing." And he looked at me. He said, "You have been singing all the songs, so I guess you sing." I said, "Yes, I sing." "Can you sing for us?" "Yes, I can sing, but there are many teachers who can sing, so, you know, they have to sing too." So I sang, and I sang, I think I can remember now, but a song in Spanish I remember. And then that passed. Then, like 1 month later, I went to the same restaurant with my wife and a couple of friends, and the guy recognized me, and he said, "Hey, you sing. Now you can want to sing? Do you want to sing?" And I also was a little bit drunk, so I said, "Okay," and I sang again with another public. So you know, I think that when you are a little bit drunk, you are not so shy, and so that is good. That is good. And one more question for me, because I've lived more than you, so you can talk to me about other things, and we finish the class. Anything else that you would like to know about me, or would like to know about any of you?
Have you ever done something embarrassing in public?
Something embarrassing in public? Uh, yes, I might have done something embarrassing, because, but I can remember now exactly. Well, when you fall down in the streets, that is something that is embarrassing. Okay, and I have fallen down, for example, at the university, and that's pretty embarrassing. When you are entering the university and you fall down in there, oh, that's terrible. There were lots of students, and they tried to help me, and there were some of my students. And that was good. When I was teaching also at the La Salle High School, in the La Salle High School, there were like the teacher was in a place which was a little bit higher, in a higher level. I'm going to, because I need to use my hands. You are in a higher level. The students are down, and you are in a higher level. And then one day I was sitting in the desk for the teacher, and my chair broke, and it started like going like this, you know. It opened the legs of the chair, and it started going like this. So I started falling down, but it was kind of slowly, and then I disappeared from the view of my students. And so they started like, "Hey, the teacher, what happened with him?" And they stood up and they went to me to see me, and I looked from the side of the desk, and I say, "Hey," and they laughed, you know, because it was kind of embarrassing, but it was. They thought that I had fallen down violently, but fortunately it was slowly. Okay, so I remember that. My mother used to tell me, if you're going to fall down, don't make any gesture, or don't try to stop the falling, because you're going to fall anyway, and you're going to be ridiculous. All right, because you start, like, you know, doing movements in order to avoid the falling, and in the end you fall down and you feel ridiculous. Okay, so I try to do it in a better way. Okay, people, it's been a good time. Thank you very much. We're going to stop the class now. That's all for today, and going to upload the things that we saw. And on Friday, remember that tomorrow is a holiday, so you don't have classes. So Friday, we're going to continue with the review, and that's it. Scarlett, I would like to talk to you a little bit. Can you stay for a little while?
Yes, I was about to say the same.
Okay. Okay, so that's all for today. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
So